Shedeur Sanders fell out of the first round of the 2025 NFL draft. A shocker to me, a shocker to a lot of people, shocker to most people, because Shedeur Sanders not going in the first round just was not on my bingo card. But now, as I dive more and more into it, I think I see why the NFL teams decided to pass on Shedeur. I think it's a mistake, but I think I understand why, and it's because of the internet. Let's talk about it after the bumper. Stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is Victor Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYjr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, notification bell because I upload all the time. Now, Shedeur Sanders, Colorado quarterback, Jackson State, former quarterback. Shedeur Sanders fell out of the first round of the 2025 NFL draft on Thursday night, and it was a shocker to a lot of people. And now, as I'm diving more and more into it, and now as I look at different things, I think I'm understanding more and more why he fell out of the first round. I'm not saying I agree with why, but I think I understand why. So obviously we know Shedeur had his limitations as far as a quarterback. Like he's not the biggest quarterback. He measured in at 6'1", I think 215 or whatever. His arm's not the strongest, et cetera, but he's deadly accurate. And he's a really good football player. Like that, like Shedeur Sanders isn't a good football player. You're kidding yourself. But I think the internet is why Shedeur didn't get drafted. And some of the antics, whether you think they're right or not, is why this young man didn't get drafted. Let's go to just look at his draft room. Hold on, let me see. Hold on 1 second. Let's take a look at just his draft room setup and like how it looked and how. Let me see if I can find it really quick. 1 second. Let's see if they got it. This is part of the reason why he didn't get drafted. So, like, let's take a look. This is his draft room setup. Now, this isn't, once again, this is not, I don't think this is a big deal, but you have to think of the context of the NFL. So this was his draft day setup. He's got legendary plastered everywhere. He's got the hats. It's a really dope setup. I think it's amazing. I think it's cool. But that looks like very individualized. That is very individualistic when it comes to NFL teams. That is very me. Look at me, me. And once again, I'm not opposed to it. I don't think anything's wrong with it. But you have to think from the thought of an NFL franchise that is about to turn the keys over to their multi-billion-dollar franchise to this guy, the guy that has legendary plastered everywhere before he's ever taken it down in the league, the guy that's very attention-seeking. Whether you want it to be true or not, it is truth. Shedeur is very attention-seeking. Doing this, having this as your draft day setup, is very attention-seeking. And for NFL franchises about to give the keys over to the quarterback. Now, if you're a wide receiver and you do this, I don't think NFL teams give a damn. You're a middle linebacker, you're an edge rusher, you're a corner like his father was. Okay, you can be individualistic. You can be very me at those positions. Sauce Gardner, we get it all the time. At quarterback, they don't want too many me guys because at quarterback, the me guys don't typically do the best that they should. Lamar Jackson is not a me guy. Joe Burrow, not as Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts. None of those guys seek attention. Those are the guys that the NFL franchises are trying to find, not the ones that have legendary plastered everywhere at their draft day party. I'm sorry. I mean, whether that's true or not, that's just part of it. So that's part of the internet problem with Shedeur and why I think that it hurts draft stock. This is the other part. His father. Now, I know y'all saying, oh, you see, Jeff, you admitting that Deion, blah, blah. No, what I mean is some of his father's antics online and some of his father's antics during their time at Colorado did not help him. Retiring this man's jersey after going 13-12 at Colorado is not something that's going to bode him well. I said it at the time. Y'all got mad at me when I said it was a damn shame that they retired Shedeur's jersey and they overtook Travis's moment. I said it was a damn shame. I meant it. I stand behind it. And y'all got mad at me. It wasn't watching these videos, got mad. It's like, oh, you hating, you hating. Well, it looks like the NFL teams are hating too, because to me, that shows a sign of entitlement. That shows a sign of, hey, you're getting things that you don't deserve because of your father. You're getting things that you don't deserve because of the internet. You're getting things that you didn't earn because of X, Y, and Z. And as a leader of a franchise in the NFL at the quarterback position, coaches, GMs, staff, training staff, they don't want that in their room. They're not going to waste, or not waste, they're not going to use a first round pick on that. They just aren't. So this is another example. I'm going to show you. This is the part where I'm talking about his father. So Dan Orlovsky put out, I think, a very fair reasoning before the draft. He said, if Shedeur doesn't go early tonight, plays like these, I believe, will be a reason why and what he'll have to work on in the NFL. Very, very simple. I mean, I think it's very, very polite, politically correct, right? And then he goes through the plays of like where he messed up. And this is the stuff NFL teams don't like. This is the stuff that NFL teams don't want. And someone said, turned into a hater, hate to see it. That, to me, that is hurting Shedeur. You can't, I mean, never in the history of the NFL draft has there been a prospect when people give legitimate criticism, just say, hey, you got to work on this. Like, hey, if he doesn't go early in the draft, this is why. And you're automatically a hater if you give criticism to Shedeur Sanders. Automatically, you're just a hater. Oh, you're a hater. You're a hater. Like, no, I'm giving you legit criticism. Where did I hate? All I said was if he doesn't go early, which he didn't, Dan knew what he was talking about. If he doesn't go early, these are the plays and the reasons why. This dude calls him a hater, and Shedeur doesn't go early. It's day 2. We're still waiting on Shedeur to get drafted. But it didn't stop there. That's a fan. Okay, fans do what they do. Fans say what they say. It is what it is. But see this right here, this ain't gonna help nothing. This isn't going to help anything, because when that same fan said turned into a hater, his father, Deion Sanders, said, yes, he did. Wow. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. And you think this is going to help Shedeur when his father, who also is a Pro Football Hall of Famer, is agreeing with fans, all because Dan Orlovsky gave legitimate analysis? I ain't even gonna say legitimate criticism. Legitimate analysis? Are you serious? Are you serious? Like, what franchise wants to deal with that? Like, no, if we criticize Shedeur at a podium or some of one of our beat writers says something that Deion Sanders don't like, he might be bashing us with fans. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Like this right here, the retired jersey when he didn't deserve it. He didn't earn it. Stuff like this. These are the things that NFL franchises just aren't going to put up with. They're not going to waste a first round pick or use a first round pick on things like this. Deion Sanders criticizing them in public? Come on, bro. For what? Why would we do that? And then last, I'm going to show you one last example before we get out of here. This is from The Facility, Fox Sports show that nobody watches. I mean, I'm sorry, not to hate on him, but this is LaShawn McCoy. And I love Shady as a football player, but Shady as an analyst is bottom tier. He's bottom tier. Let's just call it what it is. He's not very good because he says stuff like this, and these are the things that the reasons why people aren't tuning into a show. This is what Shady had to say about Shedeur Sanders not being taken in the first round of the draft. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit because this is long, but let's take a listen.
And I never really feel bad for NFL players because we get paid to play. It's our dream. Maybe we don't get drafted if we want to. But his case was different because I had nothing to really pick at him for, right? And, when I really noticed how the Deion era affects everybody, when I got on TV, okay,
So to say nobody had anything to pick on him for, meaning like, that's basically saying he's the perfect quarterback prospect. And that just simply isn't true. So so you started off lying. You come on TV starting off like not telling the truth because you're like, no, they had nothing to pick at him. No, it's plenty in his game to pick at. Like, that's not, it's not even picking at. It's just like reasons to why you're hesitant to take him early in the draft. There's plenty in his game to be hesitant. And that's why didn't get taken in the first round. Let's keep listening.
Grew up a Deion Sanders fan. Like most everybody grew up Deion Sanders fan. He a baller. He got that swagger. We love it. I get on TV and I start seeing all this media, right? And I'm like, wait, nobody likes Deion, right? And the problem is,
and that's not true. Like, this whole narrative of nobody likes Deion is the biggest huck of baloney I've ever heard in my life. Everybody loves Deion, especially on TV. Nobody says a bad thing about Deion on TV because they all want him to come on the shows. So to say nobody likes Deion on TV is just a bold-faced lie. Whether it's First Take with Stephen A. and formerly Shannon, Undisputed when Skip was on there, your show, nobody said the first things first. Nobody on TV says a bad thing about Deion. Let's keep listening.
They're trying to get at Deion Sanders through his son. Deion's already done, man. All he does is whenever he goes. High school, college.
And that, once again, is another big huck of baloney. They're trying to get at Deion Sanders for his son. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. No. Shedeur isn't Deion. As an athlete, as a football player, nothing. He's not. So they're not trying to get at Deion via his son. They have no reason to. The coaches that want to get at Deion just go out in the Big 12 and beat him, like BYU did. like that's how they get at Deion. Just beat him on the field because he is a head football coach somewhere. This whole narrative about getting at Shedeur because of Deion is the biggest garbage I've ever seen in my entire life. Just keep listening.
They're trying to get at Deion Sanders through his son. Deion's already done, man. All he does is whenever he goes. High school, college, pros, after football, he's a winner. And they're trying to get back at Deion Sanders through his son. Then we get to his son and the stuff that reports we hear about, because everybody keeps saying, oh.
Yeah, that's enough of that, because that's just total garbage. But that's why I said Shedeur Sanders fell out at the first round because of the internet. The stuff that his dad's saying, the stuff like LaShawn McCoy, like nobody can give legitimate analysis of his game without being a hater. And who wants to deal with that? What NFL franchise is going to deal with that when they're trying? Because they know that he has plenty in his game to work on. If you listen to Deion and them, they'll tell you that his game is perfect. No, his game is far from perfect. And that's why didn't go in the first round. And I think the last part about him not going in the first round is due to the internet is because there was overexposure. It was too much overexposure from behind the scenes with his well-off media, the pregame show, all of that stuff, like where it showed you Shedeur behind the scenes as far as when it comes to it, just too much overexposure of his life. Like I think it was just too much overexposure, and it allows people, whether it's right or wrong, to pick at him over certain things a part of his lifestyle. Because once again, quarterback is held to a different standard than the rest of the players on the field. When you're a quarterback, you're held to a different standard than the rest of the players that take the field on an NFL football field. Point blank, period. And when you have all these dudes on the internet, when you have his father on the internet, calling you a hater, saying you don't know ball, whatever, just because you give legitimate analysis of his game, not of his character, but of his game, dudes like LaShawn McCoy going on TV lying about his game, that's how you fall into the second round. That's how you fall into the second round of the draft where you should have been a first round pick. Point blank, period. In my eyes. That's how dudes like Jackson Dart get taken above you when there's no way on God's green earth Jackson Dart has ever been a better quarterback than Shedeur Sanders. But what do I know? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Shedeur Sanders fell to the second round of the NFL draft, and I think it was solely due to the fact there was too much internet involved in his whole process, his collegiate career. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Once again, my name is JeffLightsyJr. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe before you get out of here, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.